Clerk, call the roll.
Chairwoman Barnhart.
Here.
Chairwoman Barnhart is present. Mr. Baines. Mr. Baines is present. Mr. Blankley.
Here.
Mr. Blankley is present. Mr. Brew.
Here.
Mr. Brew is present. Mr. Chardy. Mr. Chardy is present. Mr. Long. Mr. Long is present. Mr. McCabe. Mr. McCabe is present. Mr. Morris. Mr. Morris is present. Mr. Udelson. Mr. Udelson is present.
Is anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the June 23rd minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Referral 25-0301, enact a local law authorizing a lease amendment by negotiation with Rochester Community Baseball to serve as marketing agent for stadium naming rights and an amendment to continue to provide Wi-Fi at the stadium.
Move it, Ms. Chairwoman.
Moved by Legislator Baines, seconded by Majority Leader Udelson. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baines.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Through you to the administration, the 18% fee being paid to Rochester Community Baseball for securing the contract, how was that amount determined? What's the thought process behind it?
Brendan Fleming, Acting County Attorney. Through you, Madam Chair. 18% is a figure that was reached in dialogue with Rochester Community Baseball as an appropriate figure for those services, given the expertise of the Red Wings and Rochester Community Baseball as the sole operator of the stadium, and their longstanding history and as the longest continuously operating AAA baseball franchise in the country. Their commitment to the community and their business relationships that we hope will result in a successful marketing endeavor.
Through you, Madam Chair, Ms. Chairwoman. To the administration. So the alternative to having Rochester Community Baseball do the call for proposals and negotiation, would that be the county doing it? Would that be the alternative entity?
Through you, Ms. Chairwoman. Legislator, that is correct.
Okay, I have another question, which is through you, Ms. Chairwoman. The referral letter mentions the code in the budget for the cost of the Wi-Fi at the stadium, but it doesn't specify the cost of the Wi-Fi. Would you please share what is the annual or monthly cost for the county to provide the Wi-Fi at the stadium?
Through you, Ms. Chairwoman. The anticipated cost of the Wi-Fi annually for the next 2 years, which would take us through the end of the current lease, the end of 2027 baseball operations and we'll get you this number in writing, confirm it, legislator. But I believe it's $96,000 annually.
Through you, Ms. Chairwoman. So the $96,000 is to provide Wi-Fi to anybody who wishes to access it during games, or is it available 24/7 to folks who are near the stadium?
Through you, Ms. Chairwoman, legislator will get you that information. I'm certain it's available during games. I don't know about public access during non-event times. We'll confirm.
Thank you, Ms. Chairwoman, and thank you, administration. I yield, and I look forward to those answers. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Legislator McCabe.
Thank you, Chairwoman Barnhart. Through the chair, did Innovative or Frontier express any specific reasons for not being interested in continuing naming rights?
Through you, Ms. Chairwoman, as this body may recall, the current arrangement has Frontier dropping out of the arrangement, which was the amendment that occurred when Innovative came on board. They're to naturally fall off. They've not expressed any particular new interest or reasons. Innovative has indicated to the county, the administration, that it was interested in only a short-term renewal, which upon analysis, the administration determined was not in the best interest of the county and the stadium at this time.
Thank you. I yield.
Any other questions? Legislator Cherry?
Through the chair, just following up on that. If there currently isn't, if the contract's expiring and you currently don't have naming rights, why wouldn't you do the short-term name continuation with Innovative Field?
Through you, Ms. Chairwoman. At this time, given the status of the expiring naming rights agreement, which is to expire in November of this year, and the historic successful practice of having a long-term naming partner, coupled with the Red Wings and Rochester Community Baseball's expertise and interest in helping to secure a partner for the long term, the administration's determination was that it was in the best interest of the stadium and the county to seek that and bring it before this body in an expedited manner so that that can get underway, so that we can hopefully secure a new successful naming rights partner in short order.
Okay, so, yeah, through the chair, how long was that short-term proposal for, do you know?
Through the chair, we'll get you that information.
And then through the chair, how confident are you that you're gonna have a new name before November 15, 2025?
Through the chair, in terms of timing, as this is a local law, it will necessarily be tabled and come before this honorable body or the full legislature for a full vote in November. Rochester Community Baseball is anxious to get started. We are confident that given their experience and expertise as the oldest operating AAA, continuously operating AAA baseball franchise in the country, their relationships in the baseball and business communities, and their expertise as the sole operator of the stadium, that it will be an efficient process, but there's not a specific timeline at this time.
Through the chair, has any companies expressed any interest relative to the naming rights at this point?
Through the chair, not to the administration at this time.
Do you, through the chair, do you know if Rochester Community Baseball has any potential, I guess, suitors for that naming rights, for those naming rights?
Through the chair, I appreciate the legislator's question. And again, given the expertise of the Red Wings and their business relationships, I would imagine that they have some ideas, but I wouldn't want to speculate.
Finally, through the chair, I just find it hard to believe that you would new contract, right? At this point, would like to ask why wouldn't you continue the current naming rights if that's an option prior to getting a new naming right?
Through the chair, based on the expectation of success in short order, if this honorable body moves forward with this local law and the lease amendment and the proposal and the terms of the proposal that have been received, we believe this is in the best interest of the county and the stadium.
Thank you, Ali. Yield.
Any other discussion? Legislator Baines?
To follow up through you, Ms. Chairwoman, should I interpret, or should we interpret expectation of success to mean that it's the expectation that the net revenue to the county will increase with the new naming rights partner?
Through the chair, that is our hope.
And through the chair, can you tell us what the current annual revenue is for the naming rights from the current partner?
Through the chair, yes, legislator, again, this is a figure we will confirm in writing. The most recent payment, again, was, if you recall, the amendment that brought Innovative into the arrangement. There was a diminishing contribution from Frontier and an increasing contribution from Innovative. Combined together, the most recent payment was approximately $356,000.
Thank you. I yield.
Any other discussion? Legislator Morris?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to the administration. So just following up on Legislator Bain's statement. So the recent payment was $356. Is that an annual, quarterly, biannual?
Through the chair, that figure is the annual figure. I don't know off the top of my head if it is paid annually or quarterly. We can confirm that information as well.
And then again, through you, Madam Chair, to the administration, is there any estimates that you are assuming or looking at or at this time for what that would yield the county? Or is it just suffice to say, we know what we know that about Innovated? Has there been any talk about the range of what this could yield?
Through the chair, again, we are optimistic that it will be a windfall, and would endeavor to ensure that the county does at least as well, if not better. And it's our strong hope that it will be significantly improved position.
And again, through you, Madam Chair, and I apologize for not, if this is located somewhere in the referral. How long would this agreement last for with a new name or a new vendor company?
Through the chair, this matter of importance and proposed local law seek to amend the lease that between the county and Rochester Community Baseball, which runs through the Red Wings 2027 baseball season. So it would be for a naming rights marketing services as part of that lease. And again, extending the Wi-Fi provision by the county at the stadium through the remainder of that lease term. So 2 more years from approximately right now.
And then through you, Madam Chair, then would the county then seek to, after 2027, when this agreement would end, would it seek to then continue on either with the name that is selected or a new agreement to continue partnering this way?
It's our hope that there'll be a long-term naming rights partner, and that we would intend for that to be a piece of discussion of a new long-term lease negotiation with the Red Wings. Historically, those leases have been 10 years. This most recent one has been 10 years. And the county has a history of long-term successful partnership with Frontier, and we'd be looking for a similar naming rights partner.
Thank you.
I have one more question.
Legislator Tardy?
Through you, Madam Chair, to the administration. Is there a reason why the negotiations for the new naming rights waited until October 1st? Close to a month and a half before the expiration of the current naming rights to begin? Wouldn't it have made more sense to start this potentially earlier, knowing that this was going to expire, either with current name holder or a new name holder much earlier, and potentially result in not having this gap between new name and an old name of the stadium?
Through you, Ms. Chair. The administration has been working this matter diligently and as expeditiously as possible, and we're seeking to move it forward with this body on an expedited basis now.
I yield.
I have a couple questions. The contract, well, RCB goes out, they secure naming rights. Is the contract with this company between RCB and the company or the county and the company?
To you, Madam Ms. Chair. The proposal, the referral before the committee now would permit the amendment of the lease to secure RCB as the naming rights marketing agent. And then a naming rights partnership agreement is anticipated would be between the county and the partner. And the lease provision would provide for a fee, this 18% fee, to be paid to RCB in connection with revenue received in connection with the naming rights contract.
I just have one other question. On November 16th, what will this stadium be called?
Through you, Ms. Chair, to you, Ms. Chair. We will be back to you with that information.
I think the community will want to know the answer to that question. Is there any other discussion?
Through you, Madam Chairwoman, would it be okay if we called it Red Wing Stadium again for a while? I'm not asking for permission. I'm just being facetious. As a former Not Whole Gang member, I've never relinquished that name.
Second that.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman.
Any other discussion? All right. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Is any other items to come before this committee? All right, there being no other matters, the September 29th, 2025 meeting of the Agenda Charter Committee stands adjourned, and the next meeting is on October 27th at 5 p.m.
September 29th, 2025 meeting in the Environment and Public Works Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Bonnick.
Okay, thank you. Please call her. And
Circle back.
we'll circle back. Yep.
Ms. Delvecchio Hoffman. Sorry. Ms. Delvecchio Hoffman is present. Chairwoman Hughes-Smith.
Here.
Chairwoman Hughes-Smith is present. Mr. Maffucci.
Here.
Mr. Maffucci is present. Ms. McIntyre. Here. Ms. McIntyre is present. Mr. Morris.
Here.
Mr. Morris is present. Mr. Sinclair.
Here.
Mr. Sinclair is present.
And right. Okay, we're just finishing attendance.
Ms. Bonnick. Ms. Bonnick is present.
Great, thank you. We'll begin with a brief moment of reflection on some statistics as described by David Wallace Wells in The Uninhabitable Earth, page 4. Many perceive global warming as a sort of moral and economic debt accumulated since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution and now come due after several centuries. In fact, more than half of the carbon exhaled into the atmosphere by the burning of fossil fuels has been emitted in just the past 3 decades. The United Nations established its climate change framework in 1992, advertising scientific consensus unmistakably to the world. This means we have now engineered as much ruin knowingly as we ever managed in ignorance. Global warming may seem like a distended morality tale playing out over several centuries, but that is a fable about The majority of the burning has come since the premiere of Seinfeld. Since the end of World War II, the figure is about 85%. The story of the industrial world's kamikaze mission is a story of a single lifetime. The planet brought from seeming stability to the brink of catastrophe in the years between a baptism or bar mitzvah and a funeral. That is the course we're speeding so blithely along to more than 4 degrees Celsius of warming by the year 2100. According to some estimates, that would mean that whole regions of Africa and Australia and the United States, parts of South America north of Patagonia, and Asia south of Siberia would be rendered uninhabitable by direct heat, desertification, and flooding. Certainly, it would make them inhospitable in many more regions besides. This is our itinerary or baseline, which means that if the planet was brought to the brink of climate catastrophe within the lifetime of a single generation, the responsibility to avoid it belongs with a single generation too. We all also know that second lifetime, it is ours. Thank you. Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
No, there's not.
Is there anyone present who has not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Seeing no one, I just would like to acknowledge that I received 2 petitions in the office. One was to be sure that we collect the methane of the Gloria Drive landfill, signed by what appears to be 150 Monroe County residents. And the other is a request for hiring more than 2 staff members to fully implement the climate action plan, also signed by 150 Monroe County residents. Okay, thanks. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. You have the August 26, 2025 minutes of the Environment and Public Works Committee before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
25-0278, classification of action and determination of significance pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act for the acceptance of a Restore New York grant from Empire State Development Corporation for the City Gate project.
Move it. Second.
Moved by Legislator Bonnick, seconded by Legislator Maffucci. Is there any discussion? Legislator McIntyre.
Yes, I just like to know, I looked through the seeker and it says 12 months is how much has been given, but when do we expect this project to actually be completed?
Excuse me, through the chair, I do not have that information. We will get back to you.
Okay, thank you. I yield.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Twenty-five 0281, authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the City of Rochester to accept reimbursement for water usage at Durant Eastman Park.
Move it. Second.
Moved by Legislator Bonnick, seconded by Legislator Maffucci. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Seeing, Commissioner Maffucci.
I really wasn't going to do this, Madam President, but I think I should. Some people may know that the EV tax credit is expiring tomorrow. So if there's anybody interested in purchasing an electric vehicle and you qualify for that $7,500, tomorrow's the day to go buy the car.
Yeah.
Thank
And we both can attest how great they are to drive. So
Never going back to gas. Thank you.
highly recommend. Thank you, Legislator Maffucci. All right, so there being no other matters, the September 29th, 2025 meeting of the Environment and Public Works Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Environment and Public Works Committee will be held on Monday, October 27th.
The September 30th, 2025 meeting of the Human Services Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Blankley.
Here.
Mr. Blankley is present. Ms. Bonnick.
Here.
Ms. Bonnick is present. Mr. Brew. Mr. Cruz is excused. Mr. Dondorfer. Mr. Dondorfer is present. Chairwoman Hasman.
Here.
Chairwoman Hasman is present. Mr. Milne. Mr. Milne is present. Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith is present. Ms. Vasquez Simmons.
Here.
Ms. Vasquez Simmons is present. President Román.
Here.
President Román is present.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
No, there's not.
Is there anyone present who's not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? All right, we will proceed. The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the June 23rd, 2025 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 25-0282, acceptance of a grant from Health Research, Inc. for the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Program.
Move it.
Second. Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by President Román. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0283, authorize an intermunicipal agreement with Chemung, Livingston, Ontario, Schuyler, Seneca, Steuben, Wayne, and Yates counties to provide public health mutual aid services in the event of a public health emergency.
Move it, Madam Chair.
Second. Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Bonnick. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0284, authorize a contract with Schneider Laboratories Global, Inc. for the Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Program.
Move it, Madam Chair. Second.
Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Bonnick. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0285, authorize a contract with Cure Violence Global to provide a comprehensive training program for violence prevention for the Monroe County Department of Public Health.
Move it. Second.
Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Bonnick. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0286, authorize contracts with the Center for Youth Services, Inc. and with Coordinated Care Services, Inc., CCSI, as the fiduciary agent for Rise Up Rochester to provide violence prevention services for the Monroe County Department of Public Health.
Move it, Madam Chair. Second.
Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Bonnick. Is there any discussion? Yes, Legislator Milne.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through you to the administration. Are these programs something that we could be provided the key performance indicators for these programs ahead of our next meeting? Of the general meeting, I'm saying, sorry.
Through the chair, we can work on providing those key performance measures to you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I yield the floor.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0287, authorize contracts with Equally Balanced Therapy and Wellness, PLLC, the University of Rochester Medical Center, Mount Hope Family Center, the University of Rochester Medical Center, Public Health Services Department, and the United Way of Greater Rochester and the Finger Lakes to provide maternal and child health services for the Monroe County Department of Public Health.
Move it, Madam Chair. Second.
Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Bonnick. Is there any discussion? Legislator Smith.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, could we get a brief overview of what this program entails, as well as how residents will hear about the program?
Through the chair, there are 4 different programs that are going to be part of this. Equally Balanced Therapy and Wellness is a medical-based massage program looking for to provide massage and resources during the 3rd trimester and shortly after baby's born. That program, they are working on their marketing, and it's going to be geared towards low-income women. Mount Hope Family Centers program, which is the Building Healthy Communities, they have a very extensive way that they're going to lay out how they're going to be communicating with the community based off which level of intervention is happening. And at the higher levels of intervention, people are going to be enrolled in the program as handoffs from the providers in the hospitals into those other services. For the Rock Family Teleconnects, which is the United Way of Greater Rochester, they are also working with the medical homes through the pediatrician's office and enrolling folks through that. And then for the Mothers and Babies Health Survey, that is going to be delivered to every person that gives birth in Monroe County. And information is going to be included in that through the birth certificate paperwork process.
Any other discussion? I would like to declare my interest.
Noted.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0288, acceptance of additional funding from the New York State Office of Mental Health and the New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports. Amend Resolution 427 of 2024 as amended by Resolution 152 of 2025, authorizing contracts for the provision of mental health, developmental disabilities, and alcoholism and substance abuse services in 2025 for the Monroe County Office of Mental Health.
Move it, Madam Chair.
Second.
Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Bonnet. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0296, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance for the Monroe Ladder Demonstration Program.
Move it, Madam Chair.
Second.
Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Bonnet. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, Legislator Bonnet.
A couple of questions here, Madam Chair. How was this program developed? From you to administration, please.
Good evening. Through the chair, I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
How was this program developed?
Developed. Through the chair, Denise Reed from the Monroe County Department of Human Services. This program has been developed in conjunction with the Office of Temporary Disability Assistance. We received the award from them, and we've been working actually for maybe 6 months with them on the parameters for the program. We've been meeting with some other community members, particularly with ABC and their use of the benefit calculator that will be a part of this project. So it's been a collaboration of community partners and the state. Through the chair.
Okay, and a follow-up question through the chair. What outcome do you expect this, what's the outcome are you aiming to achieve with this program?
Through the chair. So this is an actual demonstration project. We will have an evaluator. Our research question is based around if an individual who is in receipt of public benefits, and we're specifically talking about cash assistance, SNAP, daycare, or housing choice vouchers, which isn't a DHS program, but we have a collaboration with the Housing Authority where we'll be considering those benefits. If individual who will be offered additional hours or a promotion, if having education around how their benefits will be affected will influence whether they accept the additional hours or promotion. So we will have an evaluator. We will be doing a procurement for an evaluator for this work and actually have, do the demonstration project and have the results of the choices that people make using a combination of surveys and interviews that the evaluator will conduct with people. And I'll preface this with saying, I don't know what you guys received fully in the packet. We're still working with the state around the final approval, but we do believe that we will have 3 tracks, a control group, and then 3 tracks as a part of the demonstration project. And we will be evaluating each of those tracks with different interventions separately. So we hope that we would have a body of work at the end that will tell us the kinds of interventions, so to speak, that affect those decisions that people make. We often hear that people say, you know, I didn't accept the the premise of this project is the people say they don't accept a promotion because they're going to lose their benefits.
Correct.
But if you don't know what's going to happen before you accept or refuse the offer, you know, there might be other decisions that other reasons for the decision besides the benefit loss. And there's some other stuff in there about loss aversion and some other. So we hope to, at the end, have this body of work that will tell us, and the state, because this funding is from the state and OTDA is very involved, tell us what we might be able to do to help people work through those decision-making points smoother and avoid having a benefit cliff effect without having explored everything that might happen with your benefits before you make that decision. So, through the chair.
Okay, thank you. I yield.
Legislator Smith.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration. Is this the first of its kind in New York State?
Through the chair, yes. So Monroe has been chosen to have the demonstration project here. We will be the only county doing it, through the chair.
Great. Thank you so much. And through the chair to the administration, is this a project that Monroe County, your department actually came up with, or did New York State already have the idea? How was that formed?
Through the chair. The concept of having a demonstration project around benefit cliff was presented to us by the state. So the state did come to us asking us if we would do the demonstration project. The actual interventions, the plan that we've been creating has been something that we've developed locally, again, using some other community stakeholder partnerships.
Great.
Through the chair.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I yield the floor.
Any other discussion? Yeah, please, Legislator Vasquez.
So as I'm ready for this program, I just want to be clear, how many families do you think this will impact?
Through the chair. So it's not families. Any Monroe County resident, so they could be a single, we're calling them households. So any Monroe County household could be eligible if they're in receipt of one of those 4 benefits. And we will only have certain employers that are a part of it because it does have a significant employer component that the employer will have to do some coaching and some screening for their employees. So we hope to have 200 people, 200 households in the program, but they do not have to have children under 18. They don't have to live in any specific zip code. It could be throughout the county. And as long as they're in receipt of one of those 4 public benefits that I described, they would be eligible. Again, provided that they have an opportunity for increased hours or promotion at their employer as well. So those are the eligibility criteria through the chair.
Funding is conditional. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no other matters, the September 30th, 2025 meeting of the Human Services Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Human Services Committee will be held on Tuesday, October 28th, 2025 at 5 p.m.
The September 29th, 2025 meeting of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Miss Bartholomew McCoy. Here. Miss Bartholomew McCoy is present. Mr. Blankley.
Here.
Blankley is present. Mr. Johns.
Here.
Mr. Johns is present. Mr. Long.
Here.
Mr. Long is present. Miss McIntyre. Here. Miss McIntyre is present.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
No, there's not.
The next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. You have the August 26th, 2025 minutes of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on our agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 25-0280, amend resolution 232 of 2024 pursuant to the American Rescue Plan, ARPA.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by legislator Bartholomew McCoy, seconded by legislator Blankley. Any questions or discussion? Legislator McIntyre.
Through the chair, what is the reason for the increase in funding?
Through the chair, it's due to increased costs of construction materials.
And through the chair, is there any provision of increasing this funding again, or is this the last one?
Through the chair, this should be the last.
Okay. Thank you very much. I yield.
Any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0281, authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the city of Rochester to accept reimbursement for water usage at Durand Eastman Park.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by legislator Bartholomew McCoy, seconded by legislator Blankley. Are there any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0283, authorize an intermunicipal agreement with Chemung, Livingston, Ontario, Schuyler, Seneca, Steuben, Wayne, and Yates counties to provide public health mutual aid services in the event of a public health emergency.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by legislator Bartholomew McCoy, seconded by legislator Blankley. Is there any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no other matters, the September 29th, 2025 meeting of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee will be held on Monday, October 27th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m.
The September 29th, 2025 meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Chardy. Mr. Chardy is present. Mr. Cruz.
Presente.
Mr. Cruz is present. Chairman Frazier.
Here.
Chairman Frazier is present. Ms. Hasman.
Here.
Ms. Hasman is present. Mr. McCabe. Mr. McCabe is present.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
No, there is not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? The next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. You have the July 21st, 2025 minutes of the Planning and Economic Development Committee before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk?
25-0279, acceptance of a Restore New York grant from Empire State Development Corporation for the City Gate project and authorize entering into a grant agreement with all accompanying grant documents with Streamline Real Estate Partners LLC or a subsidy thereof.
Moving.
Second.
Moved by legislator Santos Cruz, seconded by legislator Hasman. Is there any discussion? Yes.
Had a follow-up question through the chair to the administration. What specifically requires restoration at 422 East Henrietta Road?
Through the chair, that you might be familiar with the smokestack facility located at the Citygate campus. There is a former DPW building that had been located at 460 East Henrietta Road, which has been demolished, which is consistent with and satisfies the terms of the grant. And the redevelopment of the former Iola Power Station, which is the Iola Power Station is the name for the former smokestack facility. The redevelopment is on pause at the moment because the developers are working with a specialized firm to dismantle and remove the coal power generation equipment that is housed within that building. But that's really the nature of what this project entails. It's been a long, inactive and vacant facility. Formerly was a county facility, and the intent is for commercial tenants to occupy the facility when development is complete.
Thank you. One more question through the chair to the administration. Actually, going back, you mentioned the tenants. So are we going to, through the chair to the administration, and we will be putting that piece of land out for bid for developers to come build something, I'm assuming?
Through the chair, Streamline Real Estate Partners is the developer, owner developer of the City Gate campus and this particular facility. The way that the Restore New York grant works is municipal partners must apply for and be awarded the grant monies. So the county was supportive of this application and is supporting Streamline in their efforts to obtain this funding from Empire State Development for the project. And it's my understanding that Streamline does have commercial tenants lined up and ready to occupy the facility when the project is complete.
Okay, last question, and thank you for that. As it pertains to 460 East Henrietta Road, through the chair to the administration, what would the space be used for after demolition?
Through the chair, there are no specific plans for that particular parcel at this time, but it will be redeveloped to be part of the larger retail and entertainment district that Streamline Real Estate is planning. So it could be a retail or commercial project at the site, but nothing specific at this time.
Thank you. I yield the floor.
Yes, Legislator Charlie.
All right, just to follow up through the chair, specifically with regards to the 422, the Iola Power Station, you said that that's commercial development. Is that commercial retail? Do we have any idea what that building potentially will be? I know you kind of answered it, but I'd like to know specifically what the plan is for that building.
Through the chair, it is the understanding of the administration that a financial services business, a bank, is in conversations with the developer to sign a lease and occupy the space with significant potential job creation. It would be more than just, I think, a branch. It would be more of a headquarters location. We are not privy to anything further than that, more high level synopsis. Furthermore, there are discussions underway with a restaurant business around building out some sort of a speakeasy or restaurant type of a complex to the rear of the building. So a nice mixed use approach.
And through the chair, will there be any residential building specifically at 460 East Henrietta Road when that gets demolished? Or is that commercial retail as well?
Through the chair, there is no residential component to this project.
I know initially this project, through the chair again, one last question. I know originally the City Gate project did have some type of residential component in it. Has that been scrapped given the success of the commercial retail that at least I believe I've seen there with Costco and the other tenants in that area?
Through the chair, as far as the administration's understanding is working with the developer for the specific City Gate campus that we're talking about with Costco and what will be, I think, a Chick-fil-A coming online, Chipotle, and then the former smokestack DPW Iola Power Station building being redeveloped into a potential bank and restaurant. There's nothing proposed for that specific. Oh, and there's a hotel as well. The Del Monte Hotel is coming online there. And then, as you may be aware, there have been plans for a Topgolf to go into the campus as well. None of that is residential. There is, however, the residential neighborhood. The previous developer before Streamline took the reins of this project had undertaken a pretty ambitious residential development not far from the City Gate commercial retail campus. And the ownership and stewardship of that development and brokerage of that development has been taken over by another real estate firm, I think out of the Buffalo area. So there is residential development. It's just being developed by another entity.
My last question, I guess, through the chair, because you mentioned it, so that I can tell my kids, when is the Top Golf going to start and be completed, or is that still a hoop dream?
Through the chair, I wish that I could say imminently. However, there's been a changeover in leadership at that corporation. And as far as I understand, final decisions about this project are still in limbo. So we're going to keep everyone informed here in this body as that project continues to develop. And of course, the developer himself is actively involved in those discussions.
Thank you. I'll keep my fingers crossed on that one. Thanks.
Same.
Yes, Legislator McCabe.
Thank you, Chairperson Burgess or Frazier, excuse me. Question through you to the administration. What is the projected timeline for completion of this tear down, demolition, and then a financial institution, doors opening, being in business? What are we looking at on a timeline?
Through the chair, the plan was for the project to be complete by the end of this year. However, there's a little bit of a delay because in doing the environmental cleanup, the developers have discovered that they're having to work with a specialized firm that is dismantling the coal power generation equipment inside of the power station. And this piece of the project is taking a lot more time than had been originally contemplated. So we're looking at probably into the spring timeframe.
Thank you. I yield.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
25-0280, amend Resolution 232 of 2024 pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Legislator Santos Cruz, second by Legislator Hasman. Any discussion? Yes.
Through the chair to the administration, and what particular part of Upper Falls are these homes or 22 units being built?
Through the chair, could you repeat that, please?
Yes, in what particular part of Upper Falls is this are there particular 22 single family homes being built?
Through the chair, it's near Upper Falls and Hudson Avenue neighborhood.
Okay. One more question through the. Oh, you got that, okay.
Yeah.
One last question through the chair to the administration. What is the reason for the increase from the original estimate?
Through the chair, it's increased construction material due to tariffs.
Thank you, that'll be all.
Yes, Legislator Hasman.
Thank you, Chairman Frazier. Through to the administration, can you tell us what the qualifications will be for occupancy in these new homes?
Through the chair, all the homeowners will have to be income qualified. Below 80%, I'm sorry, they're 80% of the area median income.
Got it. Thank you. That's all I have.
Legislator Charity.
Yes, sorry. Through the chair to the administration, so the increase is 862,000 for 61, if I'm not miscorrect. That increase is the money from the American Rescue Plan available for that increase, or are you taking that money from another project, another proposed project?
Through the chair, that funding is available in the cost center in the ARPA funds.
And through the chair of the administration, you mentioned that the increase was due to tariffs. I'm presuming you meant tariffs imposed by the Trump administration. What specific materials are you citing that were increased because of tariffs?
Through the chair, we'll provide that list.
Thank you. No further questions.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no other matters, the September 29th, 2025 meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Planning and Economic Development Committee will be held on Monday, October 27th, 2025 at 5:45 p.m.
Okay, it is 5:30. The September 30th, 2025 meeting of the Public Safety Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Burgess. Mr. Burgess is present. Mr. Colby.
Present.
Mr. Colby is present. Mr. Cruz is excused. Ms. DiFlorio. Ms. DiFlorio is present. Mr. Dondorfer. Mr. Dondorfer is present. Ms. Hughes-Smith. Ms. Hughes-Smith is present. Chairman Long.
Here.
Chairman Long is present. Mr. Maffucci.
Here.
Mr. Maffucci is present. Mr. Milne. Mr. Milne is present. Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith is present. Ms. Vasquez Simmons.
Here.
Ms. Vasquez Simmons is present, and President Roman. President Roman is present.
Will you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Clerk, is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
We do. We have one speaker this evening. When I call your name please come forward to the podium. You'll have 2 minutes in which to address the committee. Please do not bring up any signs or props. Do not single out any legislators individually, and please conclude when the buzzer sounds. And our first speaker is Robert Garrow.
Sego seguego laelundio unia et saquas nerun paxcalevage. So I usually come up here and I speak about county flag, flying the Haudenosaunee flag, which I think is important because to acknowledge the fact that this very building is sitting on stolen indigenous land. And I think that it's proper that that's respected and honored, and the flag flying out front would do so. But today I want to speak about the Truth and Reconciliation Day, also known as Orange Shirt Day. It is the day that we recognize that my ancestors were kidnapped by the government. Many never returned. Many of the ones that did return had gone and endured sexual and physical abuses. We recognize them today with our orange shirts. Niagara Falls will be turning the falls orange for this evening in recognition of that and to honor that. And last time I was here, I mentioned these schools and I explained the history and what had happened. And I did not get to mention that 10,000 bodies have been found of indigenous children throughout the residential boarding schools, and that the founder of that school, the premise of the school, and the philosophy and core principle was to, quote, kill the Indian and to save the man. They took away all of our culture, all of our language, gave us white names to make us white so that we could be white. But that didn't stop the racism because it goes further in color. I mean, it goes further than culture. And that person's name is Richard Pratt, and he is from Rochester, New York. Now go. Onigi.
The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the August 26th, 2025 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on our agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Referral 25-0289, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee for the New York State Highway Safety Program.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by legislator Maffucci, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Any questions or discussion? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0290, acceptance of a supplemental aid to defense grant for the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the offices of the Public Defender, the Conflict Defender, and the Assigned Counsel Program.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by legislator Maffucci, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Any questions or discussion? Legislator Dondorfer.
Thank you, sir. Through the chair to the administration, as this is a supplemental grant, what was the amount of the original grant?
Through the chair, Mark Funk, assigned council administrator. The amount of the grant last year was $1,913,237. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, give me a minute. Wrong numbers. My apologies, through the chair, the number. The number of the previous grant was $1,460,120.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, and I think this question kind of goes for this one and referral 291. Do we know why there was a decrease in the funding that came about for this?
Through the chair, the answer is no. The Department of Criminal Justice Service basically just told us what amount we would get. There was not much explanation. I believe they did try to make some analysis of case numbers and things like that, but they were not very transparent in how they came up with the numbers.
Understood. Thank you. I yield the floor.
Any other questions or discussion? Legislator DiFlorio.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, just to kind of follow up on that, was the overall budget item at the state level decreased or just Monroe County's allocation?
Through the chair, the amount from the previous year to this year was static, remained the same. I think they just adjusted numbers within counties.
Thank you. I yield.
Any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0291, acceptance of an aid to defense grant from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the Discovery Reform Program for the offices of the Public Defender, the Conflict Defender, and the Assigned Counsel Program.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by legislator Maffucci, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0292, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee for the Child Passenger Safety Program, Department of Public Safety.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by legislator Maffucci, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Any questions or discussion? Oh, legislator Smith.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, where will these classes be held?
Through the chair, I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?
Sure. Through the chair to the administration, where are these educational programs held?
Through the chair, we hold them at multiple sites. One of the easiest way to track that is if we go to the Monroe County website and look at the listings that are there. We're at a number of community sites, in particular fire departments and law enforcement agencies, as well as EMS. And people can determine the location that best suits them, as well as the ability to make an appointment.
Any other questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? I think he's frozen.
Aye.
Nope. The late aye.
We got him.
Okay. Motion passed. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0293, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee for the Highway Safety Program.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by legislator Maffucci, second by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Any questions or discussion? Legislator DiFlorio.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, could you give us an explanation of the duties of the local reentry coordinator? Oh,
Yeah, through the chair, that's not our referral.
wait, what? Oh, I'm sorry. I was.
Good. Any other questions or discussion?
Hold on, I'm sorry.
We're on 293.
Apologize.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All good? Anyone else? Any questions or discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item, please.
Referral 25-0294, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the County Reentry Task Force Program and authorize a contract with Delphi Drug and Alcohol Council.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by legislator Maffucci, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Any questions or discussion? Legislator DiFlorio.
Thank you. Now my question with regard to the local reentry coordinator's duty. Through the chair.
Christine Durante from the Office of Probation. Through the chair, the local reentry coordinator is the person that heads all the services. The person currently that occupies the position works at Delphi or through Delphi, and he coordinates our task force meetings as well as all of the services for the candidates that get receive reentry services.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, so is this a county position or a Delphi position?
Through the chair, this is a Delphi position. The county receives no money for this position. This is a DCJS grant that comes through Monroe County and benefits people who are being released from state prison on parole.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, how much of the grant is allocated to this person's salary?
Through the chair, I would have to, oh, if you give me 1 minute, I might have it broken down.
Okay,
here.
thank you.
Through the chair, just to be clear, there's several positions that are funded. There's the program director, which would be the reentry coordinator. And that salary is $86,888.
Thank you. And one last question through the chair to the administration. There's approximately $8,000 difference between the amount of the grant and the amount of the contract. What gets done with that money?
Through the chair, it appears as though $10,500 of the grant funds part of our public safety grants analyst position in order to process the paperwork that has to be done through the grants, I believe it's Just Grant system.
Thank you. I yield.
Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
You opposed? Motion carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no other matters, the September 30th, 2025 meeting of the Public Safety Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Public Safety Committee will be held on Tuesday, October 28th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m.
Everyone, the September 30, 2025 meeting of the Ways and Means Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please read the roll?
Ms. Barnhart. Ms. Barnhart is present. Ms. Bartholomew McCoy.
Here.
Ms. Bartholomew McCoy is present. You just make sure that you have to put your camera on.
It's on. Camera's on. I can't see you guys though.
Yeah, we can't see you either. Mr. Baines. Mr. Baines is present. Mr. Brew is excused. Mr. Colby.
Here.
Colby is present. Mr. Dondorfer. Here. Mr. Dondorfer is present. Mr. Keller. Mr. Keller is present. Chairman Maffucci.
Here.
Chairman Maffucci is present. Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith is present. Ms. Vasquez Simmons. Ms. Vasquez Simmons is present. Mr. Udelson. Mr. Udelson is present.
Will Legislator Barnhart please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
By the United States of America and the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any speakers signed up for the public forum?
There are not.
Is there anyone here who would like to address the committee at this time? The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the minutes from the August 26, 2025 meeting before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Referral 25-0279. Acceptance of a Restore New York grant from Empire State Development Corporation for the City Gate project and authorize entering into a grant agreement with all accompanying grant documents with Streamline Real Estate Partners, LLC, or a subsidiary thereof.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baines.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, does the Empire State Development Corporation or does the County of Monroe have any input as an advisor in an advisory role or an active participatory role in the development of the property?
Through the chair, yes, the grant is subject to Empire State Development oversight and regulations. Primarily, Monroe County is a conduit of the grant, but Empire State Development oversight is active and underway.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, would the views of the citizens in the region and in the city, would they have an opportunity heard? Are there opportunities afforded by Empire State Development Corporation or by Monroe County as its designee here to gather input from residents around the question of the development?
Through the chair, yes, a public hearing was held. I don't have the exact date. We can get that. We can get back to you with that information, but a public hearing was held in 2024 about this particular aspect of the project and the grant itself.
Thank you. I yield.
Any other discussion? I do have a very quick, quick statement. I see the hotel is being built. I am wondering, any word from Topgolf?
Through the chair, the developer Streamline Real Estate Partners is in active dialogue with Topgolf, and it's my understanding there have been leadership changes at that corporation, and certain decisions are still in limbo. No, the parcel that has been that is slated for the Topgolf project is ready to go, but no incentives have been granted for that piece of the project by way of Comida because Topgolf is not moving forward yet.
Thank you. And once again, the hotel's being built. It's kind of nice, very nice area. Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0280, amend resolution 232 of 2024 pursuant to the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baines.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, this funding will provide support for 22 single-family homes in Upper Falls. How will the determination of recipients be made in the event that there are more than 22 qualified applicants?
Through the chair, First Genesis will qualify the home buyers, and they have to be below 60% of the area median income. It would be first come, first serve.
Through the chair, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Oh, sorry. The First Genesis will qualify the home buyers, and they have to be below 60% of the area median income, and it would be first come, first serve.
So what I'm hearing is that we're going to use first come, first serve. So first to the post, whoever, through you, Mr. Chair, whoever applies first gets it.
They would have to supply all of their income documentation and be qualified.
Through you, Mr. Chair, how will we be confident that we've communicated the opportunity to a large percentage of those people who may wish to apply?
Through the chair, First Genesis will market the homes when they are ready.
Through the chair, they'll market in what way? Do they have data on the folks who live in the catchment area? Do they have data on the folks who are income eligible and they can contact them directly? Or is this something that individuals have to kind of find on their own? Through the chair.
Through the chair, I do not have the exact marketing plan at the moment, but we can get that information.
Thank you. I would appreciate that because through the chair, it's important to make every accessible effort, if you will, every effort toward accessibility. So thank you. I would love to see what that plan would be. Thank you. I yield.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-20281, authorize an intermunicipal agreement with the city of Rochester to accept reimbursement for water usage at Durand Eastman Park.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0282, acceptance of a grant from Health Research, Inc. for the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Program.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baines.
Through you, Mr. Chair, what happens to the funding that isn't spent, if there's any unspent money at the end of the period, eligible period?
Through the chair, our experience has been that we've been managed to spend 100% of the funds every year.
I yield.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0283, authorize an intermunicipal agreement with Chemung, Livingston, Ontario, Schuyler, Seneca, Steuben, Wayne, and Yates counties to provide public health mutual aid services in the event of a public health emergency.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0284, authorize a contract with Schneider Laboratories Global for the Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Program.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0285, authorize a contract with Cure Violence Global to provide a comprehensive training program for violence prevention for the Monroe County Department of Public Health.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baines.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you, Mr. Chairman, is there any provision for key performance indicators for the efficacy of these programs, and any provision for a report to be made to the community or to this body?
Through the chair, there are key measures and there will be data collected. And if this body would like a report, we can submit that when we have it.
Through you, Mr. Chair, I would think it would be really helpful to ascertain the efficacy of this money and these efforts to see that report. So I would encourage you to provide that to this body. I don't know if I have the authority to ask for it, but I am asking. I yield.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0286, authorize contracts with the Center for Youth Services and with Coordinated Care Services as the fiduciary agent for Rise Up Rochester to provide violence prevention services, the Monroe County Department of Public Health.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baines.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, as with the prior matter, is there any metric or key performance indicator that will be applied to the application of these funds to the issue of violence prevention? And will a report be provided to the County of Monroe or to this body as at the end of the activity?
Through the chair, again, yes, there is data collection that is part of this, and we have key measures. We'll be able to reproduce a report.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I look forward to that and appreciate that. Thank you. I yield.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0287, authorized contracts with Equally Balanced Therapy and Wellness, the University of Rochester Medical Center Mount Hope Family Center, the University of Rochester Medical Center Public Health Sciences Department, and the United Way of Greater Rochester and the Finger Lakes to provide maternal and child health services for the Monroe County Department of Public Health.
Moved by Legislator Udelson, seconded by Legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Legislator Barnhart.
Thank you. In an application for funding, all my questions, by the way, are about the United Way Rock Families Health Next. In its application for funding, the United Way requested $1.795 million. Why are they being allocated $1.95 million?
Through the chair, the total program cost looks to be 1.95 million. And then as we went through and we're working further within their budget, that is the budgeted number that we came to.
Budget for each of these programs to the
Through the chair, yes, we can.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, where does the nurse-family partnership fit into this? And is there a reason they're not being utilized for these programs, particularly newborn visitation?
Through the chair, Nurse Family Partnership is a program that is administered by the Department of Health. So it's not something that would necessitate a contract in order for us to provide any funding for it. And through this means, when we're looking at home visitation, it's an ecosystem with different levels of care provided. Rock Family Teleconnects is a more broad-reaching program where Nurse Family Partnership is targeted very specifically towards individuals in a higher risk pool.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, one thing that struck me in the application is that these visits have been taking place since 2020. 4,600 newborns have been visited, and the program is currently on track to visit 50% of Medicaid recipients in the city this year. But the application did not have any data about reduced mortality, increased vaccination rates, emergency room utilization, the total cost of care, or anything else that would indicate that this program is effective in improving newborn and maternal health. The only data point that was referenced was reduced depression among moms. I don't consider mere participation in the program to be an outcome. Is there comprehensive data about outcomes since 2020? And if so, can you provide it to the legislature? Because just because it wasn't in the application doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Through the chair, correct. They do have more data, and that's something that we can work with Rock Family Teleconnects to provide for you.
Thank you. I would really appreciate that. Through the chair to the administration, will there be a control group for this as this proceeds to determine those outcomes?
Through the chair, not specifically a control group, as this is not a randomized control trial. In the way that they're providing intervention, we do plan on looking at multiple data points to determine the effect.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, I have a couple questions about insurance. because that was a key theme throughout the application. So one goal of the program is to clearly build the case to show these outcomes, to get insurance providers to cover these visits by 2028. Can you confirm that I did read that correctly?
Through the chair, one of the things that Rock Family Teleconnects has been working on is obtaining the ability to bill. Yes.
One thing that was confusing in the application is, and again, I couldn't take it with me, so I can't refer to it right now, but there are some insurance companies, or at least one, Excelis, that's already reimbursing home visitations. If you could provide a breakdown of which insurance companies are covering visits and up to what amount and how many visits, that would be helpful. Do you think you can do that for us?
I can talk with Rock Family Teleconnects.
Yeah, I swear there were different things cited in this. And so that's why I just want to be clear about what exactly is covered. So through the chair to the administration, if we provide this funding ultimately, if this is successful, the county won't be asked to fund this again when this program is over because insurance companies would pick up the tab.
Through the chair, the goal is sustainability, and part of sustainability is being able to bill insurance for services provided.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, another ultimate goal of the program is to expand it to universal home visitation to all newborns in Monroe County, voluntary participation, of course. Is there data to back up universal home visitation as opposed to high risk? Is there data to back up visitation to mothers and infants who are not high risk? And I ask this because the application cited some studies that had nothing to do with universal home visitation. I looked them up. And so I guess the question is, can you provide us with studies showing that universal home visitation is something that is supported by scientific evidence?
Through the chair, yes, that's something we can work on providing for you.
One final question. Dr. Michael Mendoza, through the chair, Dr. Michael Mendoza and other staff raised concerns about universal home visitation, saying that there was no evidence. And there was concern that the original RFP for this program was actually rigged for the United Way. And he raised these concerns shortly before he left. Did these concerns have anything to do with his departure?
Through the chair, Brendan Fleming, acting county attorney. The administration is not going to comment on that matter.
Thank you. I'd like to just explain my vote. The United Way part of this application is the most expensive part of the resolution. I felt the application fell short for a number of reasons, not the least of which it didn't provide any evidence for universal home visitation. And it didn't provide much evidence for the work that it's been doing over the last 5 years. I do believe intuitively that visits to high-risk families make sense. I'm not convinced it does for everyone. That said, I have asked for this information. I look forward to hearing more. And further, if the program proves itself and insurance ultimately pays, I don't necessarily have a problem with this initial investment, even if it's based on shaky evidence or evidence that simply has not been presented to us so far. So I will be voting yes.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries.
Aye.
Item carries. Next.
Referral 25-0288, acceptance of additional funding from the New York State Office of Mental Health and the New York State Office of Addiction Services and Supports. Amend Resolution 427 of 2024 as amended by Resolution 152 of 2025, authorizing contracts for the provision of mental health, developmental disabilities, and alcoholism and substance abuse services in 2025 for the Monroe County Office of Mental Health.
Moved by Legislator Yversha, seconded by Legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, I need to take one moment here.
Legislator Colby, is your camera still on? Are you still there? Okay. Thought you were, but I heard you on the last one. I just wasn't sure.
All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0289, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee for the New York State's Highway Safety Program.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baines.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration. Will the efforts to assess these safety issues be particularly applied to the new blinker beacons that have been installed in the last several years? We've seen a number of them installed. In my old district, there were 2 installed. And I know there are several on East Avenue, et cetera. So that's my question. Will we take a look at motorist compliance with blinker beacons protecting pedestrians?
Through the chair, Major Wagner from the Sheriff's Office. Sir, could you please explain a little bit more about the blinker beacon, what you're referring to?
Well, as an example, through you, Mr. Chairman, if you've been to the MCC downtown campus, for instance, there's a parking lot across from what I'm starting to call Red Wing Stadium again after yesterday's meeting. But, and so a pedestrian will walk up to a designated crosswalk where the pedestrian has the right of way. But in order to enforce the right of way of the pedestrian, we've installed, the county has, in some cases the state, in some cases the towns have installed a device. Often it's operated via Bluetooth and solar, but that one I think is hardwired down there on Maury Silver Way. So the pedestrian then will press a button and an LED blinker will indicate that the pedestrian has done so. And then the question is, will the motorist stop? And that's my question. Are we monitoring those situations to get a sense of whether these blinker beacons are really working?
Sir, thank you. This particular grant and the education and enforcement coupled with the grant, we're going to be looking at all pedestrian, which includes bicycling, skateboarding, skating, safety. That's along a highway, crosswalks with signals, even marked sidewalks or crosswalks, and all of those actions. So if we encounter an intersection within this specific 3-mile radius, we will certainly look at that, but that is not specifically part of our targeted plan. It could be part of it if that exists in one of those intersections, but that is not something we're specifically targeting with this grant.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, this may be out of line, and please tell me if it is, but do you feel that this amount of funding is adequate for you to do the kind of job you want to do to assess all of these issues, or what would be an appropriate amount of funding to help you really do the job of assessing all these many circumstances where pedestrians and obviously people on people-powered devices like skateboards and bicycles are at risk?
Yes, sir. Through the chair, this specific grant, I understand your question. This specific grant is for one area in the county. It is in the town of Henrietta within a 3-mile radius of the intersection of East Henrietta Road and Calkins Road. And any pedestrian crossings or any interaction pedestrians have with traffic within that radius. Part of the grant and part of the study is to assess the results from our education and enforcement program and determine if it's effective. And from there, we can certainly build upon that to expand it elsewhere beyond that one specific targeted area.
Thank you. And through the chair, does the department have a mechanism for fielding complaints, if you will, from pedestrians or motorists or residents regarding these types of issues, and then kind of prioritize getting out and checking on them? Or is that part of the regular course of business? And I'm talking about countywide now. If there's been a number of concerns expressed about a particular, for instance, I'm very concerned about the crosswalk into the MCC building because I use it a lot, and I literally have had people drive 45 miles an hour and laugh at me while the light's blinking, and then the person behind him and the person behind him after that. So, is there a portal or some way for people to share their concerns about specific hotspots?
Through the chair, yes, sir, there are a number of ways for folks to express these concerns, and we are very interested in hearing from the community about their concerns. One of the ways there are a number of them, so I won't be able to list all of them, but one of the ways they can express a concern is right through 911. But they can also contact the sheriff's office website, emails. Through the website, they can email specific sections, or even a general email will find its way to the appropriate area for that enforcement or special attention activity. Also, in addition to that, we're very visible and part of the community, working with the community regularly to receive feedback. And things like this are always an important part of those interactions and getting that feedback from members of the community. So yes, sir, there are many ways that that can be expressed by members of the community to us.
That's outstanding. Thank you. I yield.
Any other discussion? Before we vote, I would like to follow up something that Legislator Baines said. We installed a blinker in Pittsford, and I drive regularly there. And generally speaking, I see people stop, but there are people who don't. So if there's anybody listening to this, I just encourage you, if you see those blinking lights, be careful, because you just never know. Just because those lights are blinking doesn't mean people are going to stop. But again, I drive by it a lot, and I do see people honoring the blinking light. So it is a public safety asset. So since there's no other discussion, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0290, acceptance of a supplemental aid to defense grant from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the offices of the Public Defender, the Conflict Defender, and the Assigned Counsel Program.
Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Udelson. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baines.
I'd like to declare my interest. My son-in-law is a senior administrator in the Public Defender's Office.
Got it.
Any
That
discussion?
applies, Mr. Chair, that applies to the next item as well.
Thank you, Legislator Baines. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0291, acceptance of an aid to defense grant from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the Discovery Reform Grant for the offices of the Public Defender, the Conflict Defender, and the Assigned Counsel Program.
Move it.
Second. Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Udelson. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0292, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee for the Child Passenger Safety Program.
Move it.
Second. Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Udelson. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0293, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee for the Highway Safety Program.
Move it.
Second. Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Udelson. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0294, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the County Reentry Task Force Program and authorize a contract with Delphi Drug and Alcohol Council.
Move it.
Second. Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Udelson. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baines.
Through you, Mr. Chair, to the administration, insofar as the goal is to reduce recidivism through improved coordination for the 418 parolees who will be eligible for reentry. Do we have any data, or will we have any data about the recidivism rates among any cohort, either a prior cohort, a current cohort, or a future cohort? What provision is there to publish the data on recidivism?
Christine Durante from the Probation Department. Through the chair, I can ask Delphi and the Department of Corrections if they have that data available for you.
Thank you. And through the chair, this particular program that for the period of 10/1/2025 through 9/30/2026, is it wired into the grant and the program that this particular group, it references 418, will be tracked over a period of time? In other words, the recidivism is, it depends in some ways on how much duration there is for the program. Is it recidivism within a year, recidivism within 5 years? Is there anything wired into to your knowledge, to the program itself to track these individuals and determine at various periods, intervals, what the recidivism rate will be for this particular cohort that we're about to fund? Through you, Mr. Chair.
Through the chair, I am not aware of the time frame that they would be tracking recidivism for these parolees. I know that the major concentration is prior to release, that they have housing and they're linked with programs and services so that they can safely re-enter and hopefully have job readiness skills to help them prepare for the future.
Through you, Mr. Chair, are the individuals participating in this program voluntary, or is this part of the terms and conditions of their sentences?
Through the chair, I cannot speak to every single participant. Sometimes it is a condition of their parole, but other times they do have voluntary participants.
Thank you. I yield.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0295, erroneous assessment refund.
Move it.
Second. Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Udelson. Is there any discussion? Legislator Dondorfer.
Thank you, sir. I would just like to kind of explain my vote a little bit. I'd like to say thank you through the chair to the administration. When this was brought to our attention, you guys quickly looked into the matter and made any appropriate adjustments that needed to be made, as well as obviously fixing the problem that was at hand. St. Joe's is obviously a huge staple in the Penfield district, and we are grateful for you guys taking care of everything that you took care of with that.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 25-0296, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance for the Monroe Ladder Demonstration Program.
Move it.
Second. Moved by Legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by Legislator Udelson. Is there any discussion? Legislator Baines.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to the administration, the this $3 million grant is for a 16-month program. Is there a provision for what happens to the money if it's not all spent?
Through the chair, I need just a minute to review because I don't know the time frame that was proposed. It's not my understanding. It's 16 months, did you say?
It says here in my notes, if they're accurate, that it'll be for the period from 9/1/25 through 12/31/2027.
Correct. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Through the chair, we don't have any indication that we will not be able to continue after that time if we still have additional funding. Through the chair.
Through the chair, is there any metric or key performance indicator that will be applied to this program to determine if its efficacy so that the county can continue to pursue this type of support and provide this program?
Yep, through the chair. So this is actually a demonstration project for the New York State Department, the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance. So we will have an evaluator. We will actually be entering into a procurement for an evaluator that will help us with the research. And at the end of this, have a product that we will share back to the State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance so that they can make decisions based on how they might handle, for lack of a better term, benefit cliff issues. The state is constantly working on this issue. They've made some adjustments to the temporary assistance program, and this is just one additional step in the work that they're doing that they chose Monroe to do the demonstration project for. Through the chair.
Thank you. And through the chair, the access to a flex fund to support specific activities on the individual self-sufficiency plan, will that be kind of determined, or what criteria will be applied and how will it be applied to determine how to spend that flex money?
Through the chair. So each participant in this program, again, there are multiple pathways, interventions, I guess we're calling them, as a part of this program. And so if the participant is in the pathway that has access to the flex fund, they will be specific items that will support their entry into employment or persistence in employment. I can give you a couple of examples through the chair. Car repair. So if an individual has the opportunity to get a promotion or additional hours, maybe in the evening at a time that public transportation doesn't run, they could access the flex fund to have, car repair, some other transportation benefit that would allow them to accept the employment, but it has to be attached to persistence in the employment. So we do have a list of purchases or allowances that are acceptable, but we are continuing to work through this process with the state. And we will also have probably additional input once we hire the evaluator that will help us flush out some of the rest of that. Through the chair.
Thank you very much. I yield.
Legislator Barnhart.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, is this program something that Monroe County had to apply for? And if so, can we see the plan or the proposal?
Through the chair, no, we did not apply for it.
Through the chair to the administration, can we see the plan for the Monroe Ladder Demonstration Program, including the budget?
Through the chair, we actually don't have an approved plan yet, or a budget. But when it's finalized by OTDA, we can make that available. Through the chair.
Through the chair to the administration. So we're getting $3 million and don't have a budget for it?
We're getting through the chair. In the New York State budget, Monroe County was allocated $3 million that we did not apply for. And we have been meeting with the state, actually since April, May, shortly before the state budget passed, about the offer from Monroe to operate this demonstration project. And it is correct that we do not have a budget. They gave us the funding. We have the award letter. I think it's in your packet. And we are continuing to work with the state on an approved plan and approved budget. There was not a template that was provided by the state. So we have been working with the state for 5 or 6 months now on developing a plan, agreed upon plan. And we actually just today, I was just sitting here, received a request for a detailed budget. So we will be providing that back to the state. We have a outline of a budget, but we do not have an approved budget or finalized budget yet that has been submitted to the state through the chair.
Thank you. It's an interesting backwards way to do it. Not your fault. Through the chair to the administration. So 300 workers, $500 a month. That's less than $2 million. Are all 300 expected for a year? Are all 300 expected to get cash payments, or is that just one arm?
Through the chair, we hope to serve up to 300 individuals. It really will depend on which employers we have, the opportunities available to them for increased hours or promotion. I believe through the chair, I need a second. I have to pull up the plan. So 3 of the interventions include reimbursement. I will clarify through the chair that the benefit replacement is up to $500. Not everyone will have a benefit loss. Number one, not everyone will have a loss of up to $500. And there are additional costs to the program. We will have to procure an evaluator. We will have to procure the benefit calculator access. We have to pay staff to administer the actual program. We have a staff member that we were assigning to be the project manager. There are additional costs related to the financial coaching that will be a part of it. And there are additional costs related to distributing the financial assistance to individuals, because at DSS proper, we issue payments through the state's public benefit system. These are not public benefits, and so we have to create a separate system for issuing payments to individuals. And so there is a lot of other background work that makes up the 3 million. That is not just direct assistance to the participants through the chair.
One final question. You kind of answered it. So in addition to the potential vendors through the chair to the administration, will you be hiring a vendor to administer the entire thing, or are you going to keep the in-house project manager?
Through the chair, we will have an in-house project manager. Because this has benefit replacement, we need a staff member who can access public benefits in order to be able to determine the benefit loss. So we have to maintain that internally, but we will have contracted vendors to help with the financial counseling, with the benefit calculator, because we don't own that at DSS, and the evaluator through the chair.
Thank you. I yield.
One quick thing, since grants were part of my former career as a superintendent of schools, I'd just like to point out that it's not unusual sometimes to have a grant available at X number of dollars, and then you develop your budget to try to spend those dollars, which sometimes you can't. Many times the grant doesn't even cover everything you want to do. So it's not that unusual.
It's a nice opportunity.
Yeah. Sometimes you get a set amount and hopefully it covers everything you want. Many times it doesn't, but it isn't unusual to have a budget dollar amount without before a plan. It does happen that way. Any other discussion? All those, seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other?
Oh, we have one more.
Oh, we have one more. Okay, go ahead.
Referral 25-0301, enact a local law authorizing a lease amendment by negotiation with Rochester Community Baseball to serve as marketing agent for stadium naming rights and an amendment to continue to provide Wi-Fi at the stadium.
Move it.
Second. Moved by legislator Vasquez Simmons, seconded by legislator Mudelson. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no other matters, the September 30th, 2025 meeting of the Ways and Means Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Ways and Means Committee will be held on Tuesday, October 28th, 2025 at 6 p.m.